and it's a lot less horrifying being up here than it would be out there socialising with you lot. No offence. It's so funny because people keep saying to me, oh, you're doing stand-up comedy, you're so brave. And I'm like, well, that's lovely, but it's not like I'm covered in jam and fighting off giant mutant wasps with my bare hands. But stand-up comedy, public speaking is everybody's biggest fear, right? Anybody here afraid of public speaking? Yeah. Anybody here afraid of giant mutant wasps? Yeah. I bet if I were to give you the choice between 5 minutes up here and fighting giant mutant wasps with your bare hands, you would be up here faster than a billionaire to Epstein Island. Public speaking doesn't even make my top 3 biggest fears, honestly, it doesn't. My top fear is being buried alive, for obvious reasons. My second fear is giant mutant wasps. And my third fear is socialising, because honestly, I'm basically an alien in a skin suit, and I am terrified that you're going to notice. At least up here, I'm more or less in control of the humiliations that I suffer. And up here, I know the rules. Rule number 1, I've got the microphone, so I know it's my turn to speak. Rule number 2, if you heckle me or interrupt me, I'm allowed to yell at you. And rule number 3, I have to tell at least one joke. Are you ready? What is a butterfly's favourite subject? Mathematics! Little festive cracker joke for you, and that was not as scary as socialising. Socialising holds many terrors for me because I do not understand your rules. Like, I was told from a very early age, don't interrupt, it's rude to interrupt. Okay. But I was also told, don't be antisocial, don't be a weird little goblin child hiding under the sofa, reading a book. Join in conversations. Okay, but how? How am I to join in a conversation if I'm not allowed to interrupt? And so I hover on the edges of groups, waiting for a gap in conversation to occur, so that I can join in, only I can't. I'm there like a giant mutant wasp that nobody wants. And it gets worse when I do manage to join in a conversation. It gets worse because it's just a minefield. It's like, we're told, okay, be interested in people. I am endlessly fascinated by people because you lot are fucking weird. And so I'm told, we're told, ask questions. Ask questions. Okay, I'll ask questions, but not too many questions because nobody likes a nosy Parker. So how many questions is the appropriate amount of questions? And which questions are appropriate? Because apparently asking people, what do you want to happen to your decomposing corpse after you've expired, is inappropriate for a wedding party. In which case I'm stuck. And answering questions is a minefield as well. Because, somebody will always come up with the inevitable, oh, tell us something interesting about yourself. And I'm like, God, I don't know. I once wore a dead person's hand as a glove. Not for kicks. It was for work. But enough about work. Back to this dinner party in which we are discussing appropriate topics of conversation. Well, I'm sorry, Susan. I'm just not interested in your child's latest bout of snot-ridden school absence. I'm just not. Children are continually covered in a layer of snot, and it's boring and gross. However, if you were to tell me about the time that you accidentally gave your child gonorrhea, I'm all ears. That shit's interesting. This actually happened in the 1980s. There was a lab technician who left her child in the car for like 2 minutes and discovered that a toddler is the fastest creature on the planet because that little fucker climbed into the back seat and ate an entire petri dish filled with gonorrhea. You can look it up, it's true. It tested positive a couple of days later, and that would never happen today because health and safety's gone mad. But I know there's parents in the audience because I heard Owen talking about it. So if any of you are ever worried about being a bad parent, I think you're doing okay if you didn't give your kid gonorrhea. And then there'll be the inevitable, oh, have you got children? It's like, no, Susan, I don't have children. I'm autistic. We are young. And so it's just a minefield, guys. It's a minefield. And True story. And all of this, if I can even hear you, because past the blind rage that is caused by hearing too many noises at the same time. It's like too many conversations just bypasses my prefrontal cortex and stabs me straight in the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex, by the way, this bit right here, it is responsible for making sensible decisions, being on time for things, not stabbing people with a fork, none of which I'm good at. The amygdala is a bit of your lizard brain that lives right in the middle, and it is responsible for impulse purchasing 5,000 pairs of googly eyes, inappropriate fucking, and stabbing people who chew too loudly. But I won't be able to hear you anyway if we're in a conversation, because I'm going to be too worried about am I passing as a normal human being? Like, am I doing anything really particularly weird with my weird crab hands? Are my legs on the right way round? Am I making the right amount of eye contact? How much eye contact is the right amount of eye contact? I need it in seconds and fractions of a second, people. You know, if I look away, are you going to think I'm lying to you? If I look at you too closely, are you going to think I fancy you? Have I blinked recently? Who knows? Basically, I don't know. What if I just make really, really, really intense eye contact with you while I tell you a really fucking weird story about a child that's contracted gonorrhea from its parent? Will that work? Will it? I don't know. I can either listen to you, or I can stare at your eyeballs. I can either listen to you, or I can stare at your eyeballs. I cannot do both. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.